Story tonight. A body of one of the three persons remained missing when a boat toppled in the Mahaveli Kadaara lake in Suryavava was found.
The victim is a 12-year-old female child. The police say divers are engaged in operations in search of the remaining two persons. A group comprising of 8 persons was reported to have engaged in rowing in the Mahaveli Kadaara reservoir this morning. They were residents of Kurunegala and were returning to Suryavava after attending a ceremony of a relative. 5 persons, including an 8-month-old infant travelling in the small fishing boat, have been rescued by the residents. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Thalduva said that the 8-month-old infant is undergoing treatment at a hospital and the condition of the child is not serious. The condition of one of the lifesavers was also reported to be not serious.
The fuel prices have been revised. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has taken measures to increase the prices of Lanka auto diesel and Lanka kerosene. The price of a litre of Lanka auto diesel has been increased by 15 rupees and the new price is 430 rupees. The price of a litre of Lanka kerosene has also been increased by 25 rupees and the new price is 365 rupees. The price revisions have come into effect since midnight yesterday. However, there is no change in the prices of Lanka Super Diesel, Octane 92 and Octane 95 petrol as well as of Lanka Industrial Kerosene Oil. The CPC says it is hoping to engage in a further revision of fuel prices during this month. The Lanka IOC has also decided to increase the price of diesel by 15 rupees. The fishing community says it has been subjected to severe difficulties due to the increasing of kerosene price.
ඒ මොකක්වත් අද මේ දීවර ජනතාවට කරන්න බැරි වෙලා තියෙනවා මොකද මේ ඉන්දර පස්සේ මාස ගාණක් මේ දීවරයන්ට රස්සාව නැති වෙලා තියෙනවා දීවර නොසලකා හැරලා අන්තිමේ දීවර කර්මා සහ මුලින් විනාශ වෙලා තියෙනවා.
The plantation community has also expressed opinion in this regard. General public says kerosene oil is nowhere to be found and complain that they are unable to engage in cooking. They also point out that diesel is needed for everything and that they have to purchase the commodity at any price. The people further complain that it is the small man who always get trampled. The increase in the price of diesel affects not only the day-to-day life of people but also of industries. Meanwhile, the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association says there will not be any change in the bus fares despite the increasing of the price of diesel. President of the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association, Gamanu Vijayaratna, said that when the diesel price was decreased earlier by 15 rupees, they were not able to reduce the bus fares according to the national policy. At that time, percentage of decrease was only 1.5. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that there will be no future for the country unless attention is being focused on the security of the nation.
In order for us to remain secured in a changing world, security skills have to be utilized. The President has made these observations participating in the convocation of the Kotalavala Defence University for the year 2022.
It gives me great pleasure to talk to you today. Remember, on Monday, I was at the COP27 meeting, Sheikh Al-Sham. I was speaking with the President of Rwanda, who told me that you have a very good institution, university, and our cadets are being trained there. I was really surprised, and also, in a way, I must say, I also felt that our university here has made a name in other parts of the world. This is, I think, only one instance. There are many who like to enter the KDU rather than a normal university. To carry that forward, I've asked the Ministry of Finance, the Secretary Defense, to look at starting another campus of the KDU mainly for civil subjects to be started in Kurunegala. But more than the civilian studies, we have also to look at the future of our country, the future of our security, and what role the university is going to play there. One of the objectives of Defence University is to ensure that the top leadership and the middle leadership are all educated and their level of leadership is increased, that you have one of the best military leaderships in the region. This is what we have to do. Now some will ask, why are you focusing so much on the armed forces? Why are we looking at Defence 2030? It is because if we don't think of it, we will not have a future. I'm not asking none of us want the armed forces to go to war or to fight anywhere. That is not what we have to do. We have to defend the country, but not to go out. But you are living in a different world from what we were born earlier. When we were born, there was no tussle for the Indian Ocean. At one stage, no one wanted it. Today, it is not so. And if we are to survive, then skills, security skills, strategic studies, all that has to be utilized. We are looking at an economy that will be highly competitive and export-oriented. You can't have export-oriented industry unless you have the freedom of navigation, unless you can take your goods around. If the freedom of navigation is interrupted, what will happen? We have to use our political skills, our diplomatic skills, and our military skills to ensure that our right of navigation, the right to come into Sri Lanka and go by sea and by air, is not interrupted in any way. So all these three skills are necessary if you have to do it. That's why if you are building a country, you must also look at the future. Today the total competition in the world has gone from US and Russia to US and China. So what happens in Russia is only a sideshow. What happens in this area is far more important. So we have to be ready for it. What are the economic strengths that you require? What are the political strengths that you require? What are the military skills that you require? What are the military strength you require? How do we gather this? How do we go through it? So this is the issue that we are faced. First, we must build an economy that is outward looking and that can grow at about 7 to 8%, so that we can catch up on what we have lost and go further. It's around that we all have to realize how the environment has to be built up. We have witnessed, we are the country that comes under pressure for many things, for things which we haven't done, for things which are not responsible, or for imagined threats of others. So this is the issue that we are faced with. We should not allow any country to think that we are a threat to them, or actions are a threat to them. So we have to think very clearly before we act on any issue. But at the same time, we must ensure that the vast majority of the states, littoral states in the Indian Ocean that are neutral and that don't take sides, are certainly not pressurized by any of the people to join a side. We don't want to be pressurized, I must say that. The Gaul dialogue was not held this year, but we are looking forward to holding the Gaul dialogue next year in a much bigger way to commemorate the 75 years of independence of Sri Lanka.
The ceremony was held at the Bandaranayake International Conference Hall in Colombo last afternoon. Degrees were presented to 1,619 persons who have followed studies in 12 faculties of education and academic divisions of the 3 armed forces affiliated to the university. Among those who have been graduated were 269 postgraduate diploma holders and 1,350 first-degree recipients. Awards and certificates have also been presented to officials of the 3 armed forces who have displayed special skills and graduates who received higher grades. One of the escapees of the Kandakadu Rehabilitation Centre was reported to have died this morning upon admission to hospital.
The police says the victim is a person named Mohan Kumara, a resident of Kaduela. Nearly 300 detainees were reported to have fled in the midst of the restless situation that has occurred at the Kandakadu Treatment and Rehabilitation Centre on the 7th of this month. The deceased is also one amongst them. The security forces have found the victim lying at a road in Trikonamaduwa yesterday, who was later on hospitalized. Search operations are underway to apprehend 11 more detainees who had escaped. Commissioner General of Rehabilitation, Major General Darshan Hettiarachchi said that the brother of the victim is presently undergoing treatment at the centre. According to the information received from him, the victim has been suffering from tuberculosis for a long period.
Raids are being conducted continuously to apprehend traders engaged in selling eggs above the controlled price. In a search operation conducted in Anuradhapura yesterday, fines have been imposed on 4 traders who have been found guilty of this offence. Each of the culprits have been fined 100,000 rupees each. Meanwhile, the All Ceylon Poultry Businessmen Association requests the government to withdraw the control price on eggs. Officials of the Anuradhapura Consumer Affairs Authority say 2 raiding teams have been deployed to search and apprehend places in the Anuradhapura district where eggs are being sold at higher prices. The identified culprit shop owners are to be produced before the Anuradhapura Magistrates Court tomorrow. A person who has hidden eggs has also been fined. The authority notifies the general public to inform the authority on any trading place selling eggs at exorbitant prices, and also requests them not to purchase eggs from such places. Cases have been filed against 8 trading centres in Vallavaya yesterday regarding selling eggs at higher prices and not displaying prices. The Vallavaya Magistrate Court has ordered 1 trading place to pay a fine of 100,000 rupees and the remaining 7 places to pay fines amounting to 20,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees.
The Alcohol and Drugs Information Centre says majority of the masseurs have expressed their consent to increase tobacco taxes as a means to enhance state revenue. As a percentage, this is 89.3. It has been disclosed at a seminar yesterday that the approval of the general public was revealed in a survey conducted in September last year. The ADIC points out that there's a high tendency of school children, adolescent youth of both genders being addicted to smoking. Smoking is a major cause for increase of poverty and deterioration of health. Tobacco and alcohol usage also contributes to an increasing number of heart diseases, mental unrest and diseases in the stomach, liver, throat, eyes and brain. The health divisions are spending colossal amounts of funds for the treatment of the disease. The ADIC points out that even under such circumstances, local economic policy formulators are following a relaxed tax policy on the tobacco company. Executive Director of ADIC, Pubudu Sumanesekara, said that in comparison to the percentage of taxes imposed on other commodities in the recent past, amazingly the taxes imposed on cigarettes were at a relatively restricted level. Economically, cigarette prices increases bring some form of revenue. Yet, enormous funds have to be diverted to treat the diseases and defects caused as a result of tobacco consumption.
An ancient urn made out of stone was found in excavations carried out by the Department of Archaeology in the historic Kaudagala Aranya Senasana premises. The Senasana is located in Kurulubadda in Valikanda, Polonnaruwa. Over the span of 75 days of digging at the ancient site, portions of 3 stone urns have been found. Archaeological department officials say they had been vandalized by treasure hunters. They also say another urn was found when the items were subjected to further inspections at the Polonnaruwa Archaeological Office. Interviews have been conducted relating to 3 courses conducted by the national television today.
The program has been conducted for the 2nd occasion. Selection of candidates from the application submitted pertaining to the television, camera and lighting, TV program presentation and TV program script writing took place today. All courses were of a duration of 6 months and comprised of theoretical and practical work. A veteran panel of teachers are acting as resource providers. All the courses are being registered at the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission. It has been pointed out that the numbers of the oppressed class have gone up with the emergence of the economic crisis in the country.
Under such circumstances, it is imperative to enhance the nutrition condition of children. Senior Presidential Advisor on National Security and Chief of Presidential Staff Sagala Ratnayaka says the government has focused special attention on such programs. He further says that the people of the country are placing strong hopes on the government headed by the President in finding solutions to present-day problems. The opinions have been disclosed at a nutrition program conducted at the St. Joseph's College, Grand Pass, Colombo recently. It has been pointed out that according to the program of the President, Sri Lanka could be turned into a developed country in the future. The presidential advisor points out that, however, a certain time frame is needed to fulfill this objective. The country should be guided towards development within a policy framework that could not be changed from time to time. Sagala Ratnayaka further said that the President will take measures to legalize such a program of action. Senior Advisor on Presidential Security and Chief of Presidential Staff Sagala Ratnayaka said that the government is showing special interest to safeguard the level of nutrition of children. The relevant activities are being carried out under the direction of the President.
The Western Breeze exhibition and carnival is being conducted at the Marine Drive in Kolpiti till midnight tonight as well. The event is being conducted with the objective of reviving the tourism industry, which has faced a setback during the period of the COVID pandemic. The recreational program includes a display of numerous types of food, live music concerts, firework displays, exhibitions of handcrafts, numerous fashion, live cookery demonstrations and many more. There are several fun programs for children as well. The Western Province Tourist Board has organized the two-day festival which commenced at 5 p.m. yesterday. The attention of the subcommittee of the National Council to identify priorities in the drafting of short, medium and long-term national policies has been focused on the preparation of a joint mechanism for all government services.
The subcommittee has met recently to discuss on the preparation of policies to establish main duty indexes in the state service. Chairman of the committee, Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa, has commented on legal impediments confronted in the joint implementation of the state mechanism. He has further pointed out that upon consideration of the existing main task force indexes, it has been found that inherent differences exist in numerous institutions. It is a challenge to create a main task index which enables all public services to function in an equitable manner. The objective of the committee is to present to the Parliament and receive its approval for all national policy proposals pertaining to the establishment of an efficient state service. Namal Rajapaksa has also stated that opinions and suggestions of all island-wide service representatives are being anticipated for the successful implementation of the relevant duties. Officials said on this occasion that in addition to preparation of the main task index, it is also necessary to change the institutional structures in the current state mechanism. They have also pointed out the need to restructure the institutional requirements accordingly. Chairman of the committee has added that in this connection it is hoped to maintain a static manner 20 ministries and to allow 10 remaining ministries to act in a flexible manner. The aim of the subcommittee is to create the necessary background for the establishment of the 20 specific ministries with its state ministers, institutions and departments. Representatives of the Sri Lanka Accountancy Services Association have pointed out that not a single state institution manages activities pertaining to the sea territory of Sri Lanka extending to around 500,000 square kilometres.
State Minister P.L. Nishantha says that the Ministry of Fisheries is ready to go to the fishermen's villages, to the coast and to the lake in order to resolve the problems of the fishing community. The State Minister further says the ministry is taking measures to bring the problems resolving program to all divisional secretariat divisions where the fishing community reside extensively. State Minister P.L. Nishantha has made these remarks at the inauguration of the maiden program of the Fisheries Mobile Service that got underway at the Beruala Divisional Secretariat Division Office yesterday. The program is being implemented in parallel to the World Fisheries Day, which falls on the 21st of this month. Measures have also been taken at the mobile service to issue fishermen's identity cards, registering of boats and resolution of problems relating to signal communications in the fisheries sector. The Telecommunication Regulatory Commission has resolved problems pertaining to updating communication permits of fishermen.
And here are more news items in brief. The helicopter brigade, which is to participate in the peacekeeping force operations, has dispersed yesterday upon presentation of the Guard of Honour to Commander of the Sri Lanka Air Force, Air Marshal Sudarshana Patirana. The passing out parade has taken place at the Katunayaka Air Force Base Camp. A group of 110 Air Force personnel assigned for peacekeeping duties in Central Africa are scheduled to leave for operations next month. Appreciation of students of the Science College Mount Lavinia who participated in the Herman Lewis Challenge Trophy Cadet event has taken place yesterday in the presence of Chief Guest DIG of the Police Special Task Force Varuna Jayasundara. Felicitating junior cadets who competed in the Challenge Trophy also took place. And that's a wrap of local news. Stay tuned for foreign news after this short break.
Prima Stella Set Yogurt.
ජය ගන්න වැඩි වෙන්න